Listen up, says my teacher. In front of the class, he says if you're not a believer, off my views, that's on you. Better shape up and pay your dues. Off my views, that's on you. I'll be on a flight soon to the end. I sing you. Gotta know all this propaganda. How do you do? Better that I make my own medicine for you. Never gonna make them think I'll stand there. For all the things that I've said, pushing me closer to the edge. Hand back down, all that loose. Don't mind if I do. For all the things that I've said, pushing me closer to the edge. Hand back down, all that loose. Don't mind if I do.
Bonjour, bonjour. Ah. Fight. Vive la France. Hey. Ah. Hey. Attention à mon menton! Ne frappe pas mon menton!
Listen, Mac, if your punches are blocked, you're gonna tire out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, KO! Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on, come on. Right.
Vive la France!
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Come on, come on. Fight. One, 2, 3, 4. Let's go. Fight. It's over. TKO.
Ooh-wee, kid. That fight was so one-sided, I think I'm gonna eat my chocolate bar sideways.
Achtung!
Wo bist du denn? Mami! Weiter geht's. Oh. Wo bist du denn? Mami! Oh, Hilfe!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on.
Weitermachen! Oh. Wo bist du denn? Mami! Weiter geht's. Oh. Weiter geht's. Oh. Wo bist du denn? Mami! Weiter geht's. Oh. Kuckuck. Deine Stunde hat geschlagen.
Hey, Mac, baby, wait here. I'm gonna get you a chocolate bar. Ha. I'm just kidding. I think I'll get one for me.
Fight! Oh!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come on, come on. Fight!
Fight it! Fight it! Oh! Go best then!
Mommy!
Fight it! Fight it!
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Come on, come on.
Fight! Fight it! Fight it! Go best then!
Mommy!
Fight it!
It's over, it's over. TKO.
Holy smokes, kid. You're the real deal. Now are you ready for the next challenge?
Yeah! Whoa! Ready for this? Yeah, just go, kid.
Right.
Here it comes. Ow! Ow! Whoa! Ow! Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes.
One, two. Come on, come on. Right.
Here it comes. Ow! 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 Yeah! Here it comes. Ow! Here it comes. Here it comes. Step it up, Mac. Where's your hustle?
Send the disco kid to the dentist. Bust his chops, Mac. Bust his chops.
One, two, three, four, five. Come on, come on. Fight.
Here it comes. Here it comes. Oh yeah.
One,
Watch me
two,
move.
three,
Oh yeah.
four.
Hustle up, hustle up. Let's go. Whoa.
One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8. Come on, come on. Fight.
Here it comes.
TKO.
Ouch.
Great fighting, Mac. Great fighting. You ready for the next challenge? This sucker's defense is tough, Mac. Make him shut his wide open mouth. Okay, Mac baby.
One, two, three, four. Fight.
Son. This.
One, two, three, four. Fight.
Okay. listen. This sucker's defense is tough, Mac. Make him... You're making progress, kid. Every...
1, 2, 3, 4. Fight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fight.
Okay.
Fight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go. Fight.
One more try, Mac, baby. One more. I know you got what it takes.
One, two. 2, 3, 4. Fight.
This sucker's defense is tough, Mac. Make him shut his wide open mouth. Fight! Okay, Mac, baby. King Hippo's weak. Fight!
1, 2, 3, 4. Fight!
cry, Mac. You can't retire. Give it another shot, baby. This sucker's defense is tough. Right. Okay, Mac, baby. King Hippo's weakness is his belly. That's the target, baby. Hit it when it's wide open. sucker's defense is tough, Mac. Make him shut his wide... Right.
believe you're going to buy me a car. I love you, Daddy.
Whoa! Did I just blow out a tire?
Darius, we can't lead the cops to this meet. Darius, we can't lead the cops to this meet.
Why not?
Darius, we can't lead the cops to this meet.
Why not? Jericho's guys will take care of them.
Then they'll take care of us too, you dumbass. And if we don't make the meet, Jimmy's gonna kill us. We gotta move this car, Darius. If the cops grab us, I'm looking at 5 years.
And that'd be a real tragedy for the rest of San Francisco.
Man, I feel alive today.
Don't you feel alive? Everything feels so positive.
Darius, are you on something? Cause you talking like you swallowed more than a taco. Down, boy! Do something, Darius. Oh, that's nice work. Why the cops always gotta be there just as it's going down? It's like I'm cursed.
Ordell, believe me, today is your lucky day.
This ain't right, Darius. This is why they need to let me drive. I told them I'm the man driving here.
I can't take my eye off Ordell for too long. Just hold on and you'll be fine.
Hey, it's not necessary. We're nearly there, but we gotta give these cops a slip first. God damn it, Darius! We picked up another one! We can't even head for the meetup while we got cops on our ass. I got the worst luck. And we're gonna miss the meet, man. You gotta drive or we're dead. I say drive to the meeting. You hear trash the car. Tell me how that happened. Man, you gotta do better. We still got cops on us like a nasty rag.
And you've had some bad rashes in your time. It's cool. I'll get them off our tail.
Can't bring cops to the meeting. Keep moving, we gotta shake them.
And your wise-ass comments are?
I'm looking at 5 years.
That'd be a real tragedy for the rest of San Francisco. Man, I feel alive today. Don't you feel alive? Everything feels so positive.
Darius, are you on something? Cause you talking like you swallowed more than a top. Why the cops always gotta be there just as it's going down? It's like I'm cursed.
Ordell, believe me, today is your lucky day.
All right! Cops are gone. Now get us where we're going. And quick! Man, you're chewing up our time driving like a little girl. Hit the gas!
This kid Ordell is trying to work his way up Jericho's organization? I can't let this opportunity slip by. I'm gonna have to help him any way I can. Ordell, Williams, and Darius Spencer. Small fry, but they're working for Jericho's crew. Worth keeping my eye on. Just pick a card, John. Let it all go. Ah, wham, bam, thank you, man.
I got my ticket.
No harm in a little more practice.
This little train rolling down the track. Get your pencil and your paper. Now the down. Get your pencil and your paper.
No, I'm not a one-trick pony.
Hey, what about the old lady with a flat tire? Gold.
Jack, the show's called... World.
We got no filming permit for this street, Marie. Let's get to the agreed location.
Yeah. Ready to put the car in carnage?
Do you know something I don't?
Just keep your camera rolling, Jeff.
It's Jack, and this better be good. Here we go. Speeding cars are where it's at, so keep your eyes peeled.
Who wants to break the speed limit in the name of entertainment? Need the speeding shot. Any car will do. Not quite Bonneville Flats, but good enough for cable.
We got our speed freak. Come on, give me some tire smoke.
Lights, camera, and some drifting action. Tire smoke. Love it.
Drifting's cool, but I want to see cars colliding head on.
Another day, another airbag. What do you think?
I love it, but I want more.
If you say so.
You want an Emmy? Gotta bag us a big jump.
I know just the place. All right, who wants to jump their way into the big time? I'm gonna give Jeff some TV gold. All I gotta do is play Pied Piper with some cops and make him jump through some hoops. Come on, fellas, who wants their 5 minutes of fame? we go, everyone. Hold on tight.
Ooh-wee!
That's a wrap! And I smell awards. Best early evening low budget, people are stupid show. Nice driving, Craig. 5 months worth of lessons, you're finally getting the hang of this now. Nice driving, Craig.
You know what, pal? You're really pissing me off.
That's nice, Craig. We'll find you a clean pair of pants back at the office.
Oh, that does it. We'll see who needs new pants.
Now careful, Craig. Let's just take it easy. I'm billing your parents for this, Craig. This isn't funny, Craig. Let's just slow down and... Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Oops.
Oops? I'll give you oops, you imbecile! Great stuff. Good lesson. Now, pull over on the right here, please, Craig.
There's still time on the clock, and I want my money's worth. How about a discount on those lessons?
Oh, I see. This is extortion. Never. I have my dignity.
You do?
Yes.
10%. I'll give you 10% off your many, many future lessons.
Not even close. Ah, there you go. That was easy, wasn't it? Clean pants. That's what you need.
John, I'm just being realistic. You've never raced before.
UwU, please. I'm nervous enough already. Either we win the cash for your tuition, or we're on an airplane to Nagoya, and...
And it's the family business. Here goes nothing.
UwU, I'm feeling pretty confident.
You really think we can do it?
I think they're gonna build us a statue. Buckle up. Okie dokie, time for a little mayhem. Right, gonna need to work a little more Tanner magic here.
We're kind of losing. You're gonna pick it up a bit?
Just loosening up.
Yes!
Ow! Tell me there's still time.
We're not quite there yet. Things ain't going as planned.
Javier, did you...
gotta try something, and soon.
Scoring some money, ese. It's all in the plan, you know?
You know, the best plans are flexible.
That idiot in front is trying to cut you off.
We're in first. My work is done. Well, in this car, anyway.
That's halfway. How we looking?
We're still in the mix. Don't get nervous.
We still got time?
Hey, I'm hustling these guys. Don't sweat it.
Where are you going? This isn't the usual route.
Change of...
Mama, please, Mama, stay focused, okay?
Okay, now I'm getting nervous.
Breathe.
Will that help?
No, but it might keep you from talking.
Yes!
What did I say? Not a problem. Pick a ride, any ride. So, I can affect a car in different ways. How about more speed? Whoa! Hell! Let's give that another go. Whoa! Yeah! Who needs nitrous? Let's grab a cup of coffee. There's something I need to talk to you about.
You're not pregnant again, are you?
Honestly, this thing I got going on, it makes about as much sense. First time it happened, I was like floating above it all.
Mm-hmm. Your standard near-death experience, huh?
Yeah, right. The next time it happened, I could sort of pick a body, and wham! I'm inside them. Like, it's like I'm driving as usual, but I look in the rearview mirror, and I see this strange chick looking back at me, and I realize I'm in the body of a girl.
Man, finish your damn donut, then I'm taking you to a shrink.
I'm serious. This is real. This is happening to me.
Prove it. But if I'm less than 100% convinced, I'm checking you in.
Done.
Done. Whoa, man. Check out that jackass.
You know what? You want proof? Let me do something crazy with that guy and you'll get your proof. Now, where'd that jackass go?
Bro, just tell her you were with me, you drank too much, and you crashed at my place. She'll never find out.
Never find out what?
Yeah, that's right, my boy.
This is gonna be fun. Lighter. Check that out, Jones.
Who?
Jones. It's my new name for you.
Holy crap, man. That guy's a complete maniac.
I'm the complete maniac.
Don't play me, man. You got a tip-off, right? What's he plumbing? PC.
Unbelievable. Okay, what if he pisses off the cops?
He's already pissing me off.
I mean other cops. Watch. Watch this, Jones.
I'm telling you, you just jumped a freaking car over a truck.
I did? Oh, we better find a cop and turn ourselves in.
What? No. Are you out of your mind?
Hey-o!
You didn't.
It was the responsible thing to do.
You're bringing the whole precinct down on top of us.
You're right. What was I thinking? Hold tight. I'm gonna do anything I can to put things right.
Steady, man. More cops!
More fun.
What the hell was that?
That was a crash. You want to go again?
No! No, I'm good. Bro, I really don't like this. Oh, thank God. I think we lost one. Careful! We made it.
Yeah, and I bet they won't be able to trace us, like with the plate, the make, the color, all that stuff.
God damn it!
Yeah, good luck with that. You see that? I did that. Me, not him. Me.
What? John, my mama could have told you that fool was gonna track some heat. Give it up, man.
Right. $50 says he's hooked to a tow truck before they catch him.
Whatever, man. It's your money.
This is madness. What's got into you?
Trust me, you wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Is this a joke? A terrible, not funny at all joke?
Wait a couple minutes, then punch me in the face as hard as you can.
Whoa! There's no part of me that wants to believe what I just saw.
Yeah, but you saw it. I'm not losing my mind. It's real.
Yeah, it looks that way. Man. So, let me get this straight. Would you zap into a fine-looking lady?
I keep my hands on the wheel.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get back to work.
Previously on Driver San Francisco.
Convicted cop killer and international smuggling kingpin, Charles Jericho faces sentencing later today.
Jericho put a bullet in my back. And a lot of good men in the ground.
Jericho's going down today. You did that. Be proud of that. 40 and 30 on the move to assist officers under fire from a goddamn news chopper.
cdkeys.com. Shop the latest games and upcoming releases at the best prices. Enjoy incredible savings with up to 35% off new releases. Don't miss out. cdkeys.com. Pay less, game more.
We love Opera GX. Most browsers are pretty plain and boring. Well, this is where GX mods comes in, because yes, you...
But for most of the game, he has no clue. So as far as he's concerned, he's...
At Tombola, there's a bingo winner every 5 seconds.
I've won 500 on bingo, not even...
I'm not really a huge racing game guy in general, so I hope it means something when I tell you that one of my 5 favorite video games of all time is a game called Driver San Francisco. Released by Ubisoft back in 2011 and part of the long-running Driver franchise, Driver San Francisco is the type of game that you could easily walk past at a store, take one glance at the cover, and think is just another racing title. And that kind of reaction would be understandable, but it would also be wrong, because this game is one of the weirdest video games anybody has ever made, which I suspect is one of the main reasons I've been so obsessed with this game since it initially released. First, the premise. Driver San Francisco begins as sort of this normal racing action game where you're a cop named John Tanner, the same cop as in all the other Driver games, and it's the very first mission where things immediately begin to go off the rails. The end of that mission sees Tanner, your protagonist, getting in a disastrous car accident that leaves him suspended in a deep coma. Now, I feel like this is the point where any other video game story would time skip forward a few months or years to the protagonist waking up from the coma and sort of scrambling to put together the pieces of what went down, but that's not what Driver San Francisco does. Instead, Tanner and you, as the player, spend the entire rest of the game inside of that coma. Also, he doesn't know he's in a coma, but you do. Also, the entire game takes place inside of his head within that coma, and also, and this is the best part, in the coma world where the game is taking place, Tanner has this sort of superpower to leave his body and instantly take over the body of anybody else driving a car anywhere in San Francisco. I know that's a lot, but bear with me. This ability is called Shift, and it sits at the core of what makes Driver San Francisco such a special game. By tapping the A button, you immediately snap into this overhead view of the city, and by tapping that button again, you pop right into any vehicle you can see. So instantly, in the blink of an eye with no load times, you're in control of that vehicle. It all feels ridiculously snappy, which is great because if you're playing this game properly, you will end up using this feature a ton. Now, the shift mechanic has some really wild gameplay and story ramifications, but I think the craziest thing about it is that it just completely flawlessly works. The game is also extremely generous about letting you use this power too. Aside from enemies like opponents in a street race or cops during a car chase, you can jump into literally any car at any time, and your use of the power is unlimited, so there's really no meter or anything else governing your ability to use it. If you're having trouble wrapping your head around this concept, the best thing I've come up with to describe it, and I hate myself for saying this, but the best way to describe it is Super Cario Odyssey. That's basically what this game is. This is Super Cario Odyssey. Now, the developer Reflections, now known as Ubisoft Reflections, gave you a ton of freedom in this game, and it opens up a lot of really interesting gameplay possibilities. So, for instance, let's say you're in the middle of a police chase and you're on the run from the cops. In Driver San Francisco, you can shift into a civilian car that's heading in the opposite direction in the oncoming lane, and then swerve that car into a head-on collision. And that's just one of countless options at your disposal. It's actually kind of stunning how much of a gameplay difference it makes to be able to instantaneously control other NPCs in a racing game.
It's an addiction. As soon as I shake them, I want to do it all over again.
Now, if I could only pick one example of what makes this mechanic so special, I would have to point to one YouTube video in particular. It's a video called A Clever Trick in Driver San Francisco, and it's one of the very first videos I ever uploaded to YouTube a whopping 8 years ago. Here's the summary. I'm in a dirt buggy race, and after taking a bad turn, I managed to screw up and accidentally flip my car all the way over. So the opponent racers in this race all zoom past me, so I quickly hop out of my body and use the shift mechanic to zoom over to a nearby highway that intersects with a racetrack, looking for some sort of vehicle to help me out. It's at that point that I spot this enormous city bus and then veer that bus off the road and then manage to sort of perpendicularly parallel park the bus across the entrance of the racetrack, making sure to leave a tiny opening, just a tiny slit to drive my car through. I then switch back into my buggy and then watch in awe as every single one of the enemy AI racers smash into the side of the bus I had parked, and then I just sort of perfectly slide through that opening, which instantly takes me from last place to first place and ultimately wins me the entire race. Now, I remember this very clearly. It was an insanely gratifying moment, one that I never could have achieved in any other racing game, and it's one that perfectly demonstrates the incredible emergent gameplay possibilities of the shift mechanic. There's so much about Driver San Francisco I want to talk about, including one of my favorite final missions of any video game, but before I can talk about any of that stuff, I need to shift gears for a second and talk about something else. See, when I first set out to make this video, I didn't think it was going to be a hard video to make. After all, this game isn't that old. It's a last-gen game that only came out like 7 or 8 years ago, so I figured it would be easy to get my hands on. It wasn't. See, first I went to Steam, fully expecting the game to be available there, but strangely enough, I couldn't find any trace of it anywhere on the service. At that point, I figured maybe it was an Uplay exclusive or something, and naturally I opened Uplay for the first time in years and searched for Driver San Francisco, and once again, the game was nowhere to be found. I even found links to the old Steam and Uplay pages for the game, and the Steam one just redirected me to the front page of the Steam store, and the Uplay ones led to a broken, blank Ubisoft website. At this point, I kept digging. I went to the Xbox 360 digital game store, where the game was listed as, quote, currently not available. I went to the PlayStation store, where the game is now listed as, quote, disc only. The only things left on the store page for this game are like a few 49-cent PS3 user avatars, and this item in the store called the Uplay Asspop, or Uplay Passport, which I think was just one of Ubisoft's fancy words for the online pass thing. You remember those? Remember online passes? They were like those one-time use codes that publishers implemented to try to discourage used games back. They were a big thing back in like 2010. Anyways, long story short, I spent a whole afternoon just poring over various forums and seeing countless other fans frustrated that they could not find this game for whatever reason. And after all of that, I did something pretty desperate. I turned to the dark corner of the internet where game key resellers hang out, and from there, things immediately got weird. Before long, I found myself on a website called GamingDragons.com, where Driver San Francisco was listed as out of stock, which was unfortunate because the game had apparently just been marked down from $9.99 to $13.40, which is a whopping negative 41% discount. So, on to the next one. I bounced from website to website for a little while until eventually, despite a very aggressive warning from Twitter that this was not a safe website, I found my way to g2play.net, which is one of the few places that still had Driver SF Uplay codes available for sale. I would happily pay that to play this game again. Now, this is the furthest I'd gotten in this process. I was actually able to add the game to my cart successfully, head to the checkout, and boom, there I was, just a few clicks away from finally owning a digital copy of Driver San Francisco. But then, right as I got to the very end of the checkout process, I noticed something peculiar. See, G2 Play only had 6 payment methods available, some of them familiar, some of them not so familiar, but one in particular stood out to me, and that one was Subway. At first, I couldn't believe my eyes. Subway? Like the restaurant? What could it mean? How could Subway be a payment type? Nervously, I selected the Subway option and clicked through, hoping to make some sense of this, and that's when I saw it. Subway Gift Card. This video game key reseller website purportedly accepted as a form of payment Subway gift cards. I was stunned. Why? Why Subway gift cards, and why only Subway gift cards? Had there been some mistake, or was this actually a valid way to buy video games on this website? If I tried it, was there any chance this would actually work? I needed to find out for myself. Out of options and feeling really desperate for some sort of resolution, I knew what I had to do. I'm just looking to get a gift card. Right in there?
It just expired. It was like a card he gave me. Oh, well, okay, cool.
Hey, I'm actually looking to get a gift card.
Oh, gift card.
Yeah.
All right. How much would you like it for?
Can Can I get $11.72 on it? $11.72, please. I realize that's a very specific amount of money.
I know, I was like, huh.
I'm buying a video game with it.
With it?
Yeah.
Oh, with a Subway cash card?
Mm-hmm.
How can that work?
It's just, the website I was buying it on said I could use Visa or Subway cash card, so.
Oh, wow, interesting.
Isn't that weird? Alright, thank you very much.
Alright, thank you.
From there, I headed home, punched in my Subway gift card code, got the Uplay code successfully, and lo and behold, after jumping through about 1 million hoops, I finally had my hands on Driver San Francisco again, and was relieved to discover that the game was exactly as good as I remembered.
First time it happened, I was like floating above it all.
Mm-hmm. Your standard near-death experience, huh?
Yeah, right. The next time it happened, I could sort of pick a body, and wham! I'm inside them.
Man, finish your damn donut, then I'm taking you to a shrink.
I'm serious. This is real. This is happening to me.
Prove it. But if I'm less than 100% convinced, I'm checking you in.
Done.
Coming back to Driver San Francisco after an 8-year break, I think the thing that caught me off guard this time around was how interesting the writing in the game is, and there is a lot of writing. I reached out via email to Driver San Francisco narrative designer Ian Mayer, who told me that the game contains about 270,000 spoken words of dialogue, which is an absolutely ludicrous number for a game of its kind. According to one interview that OXM conducted way back when the game was first coming out, the game apparently has more lines of dialogue than the entirety of Mass Effect 2. Now, I know that sounds insane for a racing game, but when you play Driver San Francisco, it actually kind of makes sense. The game's structure, and in particular the shift mechanic that I was telling you about, means that you're constantly hopping in and out of new characters' bodies and speaking with their co-passengers, and as a result, the game has dozens and dozens and dozens of completely distinct characters, many of whom you'll only ever meet once.
Check that out, Jones.
Who?
Jones. It's my new name for you.
Now, as it turns out, the shift mechanic is also an incredibly rich vein to mine cool narrative moments from. See, every time you hop into someone's body in Driver San Francisco, there's a brief, quippy exchange between Tanner, who is now possessing someone else, and the person in the passenger seat, and every single exchange is dripping with this sort of underlying dramatic irony, because while you and Tanner both know that Tanner is not actually the person sitting in the driver's seat, the passenger does not know that because you're inside their body. Does that make sense?
Watch this, Jones.
I'm telling you, you just jumped the freaking car over a truck.
I did? Oh, we better find a cop and turn ourselves in.
What? No.
All of this, according to Ian, added up to a game with a grand total of 150 separate, distinct civilian passengers in the city, and not only that, each civilian has tons of unique dialogue depending on which chapter of the game you encounter them in, meaning no two players' playthroughs of Driver San Francisco will ever be exactly alike. Half the time when you possess somebody in Driver San Francisco, Tanner is jumping into someone mid-conversation and has to fake his way through that conversation so as to not arouse suspicion. It ends up producing these sort of microscopic little character studies, almost like a rapid-fire WarioWare version of storytelling. It got to the point that while playing the game, I found myself actively scouting for cars that had somebody sitting in the passenger seat just so I could shift into their bodies to hear more of this game's dialogue.
Some mess in here. Is this a patrol cruiser or a burger stand?
Give me a break. I always clean up, don't I?
For years, I've wondered about this specific aspect of the game. I wanted to know who wrote all these huge boatloads of NPC dialogue and how did they go about writing it? To answer this question, I hunted down Tom Joubert, one of the contributing writers on Driver San Francisco. Tom was part of a crack team of external writers from outside the studio who were brought on specifically to write this exact random NPC dialogue. Now, nowadays, Tom is a narrative designer with a lot of major hits under his belt, including games like FTL, The Talos Principle, Subnautica. So I had to ask Tom, how does one go about writing these tiny snippets of dialogue for dozens and dozens and dozens of incidental characters?
Yeah, it was crazy when this driver thing came through, because, it came through from the agent,
She said to me, we're putting together this team, it's last minute, we need all of this dialogue. And I was all set to kind of take the job and do the work and not be that excited about it. And then I read the brief and it said, it's driver, but by the way, you're in a coma and you can take over any car that you can see at any time. I loved that. What a fun little job it was.
Tom shared a couple of scripts from the game's writing process, and they gave me a remarkable insight into how a game like this is actually written.
I think we pitched some short overviews of who the characters were, maybe one sentence each at the start of the project, maybe 24 hours in advance, and we totally came up with that stuff ourselves. They just said, we need as many characters as you can do.
There's a lot of stuff that can happen when you're driving the car in this game. You could collide with another car, you could collide with a cop car and get in a chase, and they had to account for every single one of these options for every single one of the game's 100 plus characters.
It was lovely. It's my favorite kind of writing, because every day you're waking up and you're doing a new job, a new character, a new little side story, right? That you've got to try and somehow tell in the context of the game.
Now, as fun and impressive as all of Driver San Francisco's incidental dialogue is, a lot of it's relatively straightforward once you get the concept, especially when you compare it to the game's overarching story and look at just how strange things get over the course of this game. I mean, look, Driver San Francisco is already a very weird game on its face, which is why it should mean something when I tell you that I'm happy to report that it gets weirder and weirder and weirder as it proceeds. So, what do I mean by that? Well, for starters, the coma framing device is just baked into every part of the world perfectly. Now, keep in mind here that you as the player know that Tanner is in a coma, but for most of the game, he has no clue. So as far as he's concerned, he's just randomly developed this superpower that lets him quantum leap into other people's bodies. But as the game goes on, the coma premise starts bleeding into the game more and more. It starts out subtle, little things here and there, like, for example, if you look closely, the in-game investigation board is actually an X-ray viewer. But the further you get in the game, the more intense they get. One of my favorite examples of this is incorporated into the shift ability itself. So as you progress in Driver San Francisco, you earn the ability to actually zoom further and further out, which is sort of makes the ability more powerful, right? Instead of having to just scroll around people in your immediate area, you could jump from one end of San Francisco to the other in a matter of seconds. But if you listen closely and look closely, the further you zoom out as you unlock these later zoom levels, the sound design sort of subtly shifts and changes. And when you unlock the final stage of zoom, it sounds like this. You can hear the sounds of a heartbeat monitor and see the faint overlay of an EKG on the screen, which is of course alluding to the hospital room that Tanner is actually lying down in as this entire game takes place. It's as though the further you pull back the shift feature, the closer Tanner gets to the edges of this reality, the closer he gets to the real world and the hospital room where he actually spends almost this entire game. And then in later missions of the game, things get extremely crazy. The imagined reality that Tanner inhabits begins sort of deteriorating. So at first in subtle ways, like, hearing the voices of people visiting him in the hospital over his car radio, and then in decidedly unsubtle ways, like in one of my favorite missions in the game, Frozen. In this mission, Tanner is hot on the trail of the main antagonist, and then at one point, out of nowhere, he snaps his fingers and the game's warm color palette shifts to an icy blue and the entire city completely freezes in place.
You're blowing hot air, John. You're blowing hot air like a big old... like that.
Jones?
Every car, every pedestrian, everything that is, except for one ambulance frantically swerving through the streets of San Francisco. Now, in terms of your actual goal for this mission, you are meant to follow closely in the trails that this ambulance leaves behind, and as you do that, part of the HUD seems to indicate that Tanner's heart rate in real life is lowering.
Following this ambulance, these trails, it's like a rush of blood.
Now, even just from a gameplay perspective, this mission is unique and extremely memorable. It turns out that driving through the streets of an open-world city with every other vehicle on the road frozen perfectly in place is not just a cool visual thing, it's also a very challenging thing to do as a player, and it's not something that I think I've ever experienced in all my decades of driving cars around cities and racing games. But from a narrative perspective, it's also fascinating because you're constantly getting these snippets of dialogue where you can hear EMTs in the back of the ambulance trying to keep a man alive.
Damn it, Ricky. This guy's losing a lot of blood.
It's at this point that you realize that this frozen city is an elaborate and shockingly effective analogy for cardiac arrest. In the real world, Tanner's heart is stopped, and that's represented in the imaginary coma world by the whole city coming to a halt too. I love this mission because it's a really elegant marriage of mission design and story design. They're complementing each other perfectly here. The gameplay is this perfect metaphor for what is happening in the narrative, Tanner having this near-death experience, and conversely, the narrative is this perfect excuse to play with this very weird, experimental, outside-the-box mission design where the city's frozen in place. Something you could never justify doing in a typical straight-laced open-world racing game. This is Tanner reliving the ride from the site of his car crash to the hospital, and this mission is Tanner beginning to come to grips with the fact that he's in a coma.
Okay, this changes the game. Right, asshole. Let's see you get away from me now.
Now, the moment Tanner realizes this, the mission changes significantly, because now, as you drive into the cars that are in your way that are frozen in place, instead of bumping into them, they vanish into thin air as you drive into them. And this mission is noteworthy because it marks the beginning of a turning point, I think, in Tanner's psyche. Over the final couple hours of the game, the strange stuff that Tanner experiences becomes more and more frequent, with him eventually even questioning his own sanity, before finally coming to grips with the fact that yes, he is in a coma. And this awakening leads to some of the coolest stuff I've ever seen in a video game, because once he realizes that none of what's happening is real, he effectively turns this whole game into a lucid dream.
A few hours ago, I would have driven us both into a wall if there was a chance it would kill you.
Why'd they change your heart? Your balls drop off?
None of this is real. So what would be the point?
It's moments like this one that make me feel comfortable describing this game as the Metal Gear Solid 2 of racing games. This game is so insane at every single turn, from the premise to the actual story to the way the story wraps up, that to me it's one of the most interesting video games ever made by anyone, and I can think of no greater example of that than the very last mission. One of the final missions in the game grants you this incredible mind-over-matter superpower, the ability to pick up and psychically hurl all the other vehicles on the road at the game's main antagonist as you chase him down.
I'm throwing some goddamn cars too!
It's one of the craziest final sequences I've ever seen in any AAA video game, much less a licensed racing game.
Christ!
Amazon, home to unmissable offers and low prices. Find thousands of great daily deals on Amazon.
But the question remains, why was this game delisted from sale? Why can't you buy Driver San Francisco anymore? For years, with no word or even a heads up from Ubisoft that this was happening, fans have been left to speculate. Could it be for car licensing reasons, music licensing reasons, some other reason entirely? I actually reached out to Ubisoft to get to the bottom of this, and after a bit of prodding, I got the following answer from an Ubisoft representative. Quote, Driver San Francisco has been delisted for a few years. A number of factors go into evaluating whether to keep a game live, including community support. Now, I think it probably goes without saying that I don't love this answer. First off, yes, they're correct that it's been unavailable for a few years. From looking at different posts on the Steam forums and stuff, it looks like they quietly delisted the game back in 2016. Which is heartbreaking, by the way, because it means that the game was barely 5 years old when they yanked it from sale. And to put that into context a little bit, Driver San Francisco was a game that took over 5 years to make.
Those staff spent 5 years designing and bringing to life every aspect of the game.
And for whatever reason, the development process wound up being longer than the window of time that the game was actually available to purchase. Personally, I'm just not thrilled with the idea that if you don't play a game within 5 years of its release, you've missed your chance and it's gone forever. Like, imagine trying to extend that logic to movies or television. Imagine what if 5 years after being released, you weren't able to watch any of these shows or movies anymore, and the publishers just shrugged it off with, yeah, sorry, we didn't feel like keeping them live. I also take issue with that wording, keep a game live. It's really odd, especially for a primarily single-player game like Driver SF. It implies that keeping a game on sale is something that you actively have to do, and it's not. Removing a game from every storefront it exists on is a choice. Not re-upping or renegotiating the licenses for a game that you released is a choice, and not valuing art enough to go to bat for it financially is a choice. In all honesty, I think there probably is a specific actual answer as to why Ubisoft delisted this game, and for whatever reason they're just unwilling to share it with us. And gun to my head, I would guess that yeah, it probably has something to do with negotiating the licenses for the vehicles or music in the game. But frankly, even if we knew the exact reason Ubisoft yanked the game, I just don't think there's an answer I'd be satisfied with. Maybe this is naive of me, but personally I think that when you ask a team of over 100 people to sink half a decade of their lives into creating a piece of art, you owe it to those people as the publisher of that art to do the necessary legwork every few years to just make sure that thing doesn't disappear. In my view, as the publisher and the entity responsible for whether or not this game lives or dies, you have an obligation to make sure that the thing that these people poured blood, sweat, and tears into doesn't just vanish one day, particularly not because their corporate overlords didn't feel like spending the money to keep it around. In my view, if you're not willing to go to bat for preservation of this art form, you're a bad steward of the medium and should maybe not be in the game-making business. Now, of course, Driver San Francisco is not the only game this has happened to. A really great website I found while researching this video, dedicated to this exact subject called delistedgames.com, says that currently there are over 700 titles that have suffered this same fate. And to be absolutely clear, we're not talking about old, rare, limited physical versions of games from the 80s. We're talking about modern digital games on digital storefronts, games that ostensibly there should be infinite copies of that are no longer available to purchase, usually for dumb licensing reasons. The sad truth is that many times contemporary digital games have far, far shorter average lifespans than the mainstream games of the 80s and 90s. I've been turning this situation over in my head for the past few months, trying to find a positive note to end it on. I don't love making negative videos. And if there's a silver lining to the statement that Ubisoft gave, it's the part at the end where they specifically mentioned that one of their main criteria when it comes to delisting a game is community support. I think it stands to reason that if there was suitable outcry from the community, Ubisoft might consider doing the due diligence necessary to put this cult classic back on sale. Games getting unlisted and later relisted is actually something that's happened before, and there's even a really good precedent for this. One of the precedents I would point to is Alan Wake. That's a game by a developer I really love, Remedy, that was delisted from digital storefronts back in 2017, and then relisted a year later in October 2018. How is this possible? Well, according to Remedy, their publisher, Microsoft, renegotiated the rights to the game's licensed music, enabling them to put the game back on sale. In other words, if a publisher cares enough, this is possible. This can happen. So, to demonstrate our support for this, here's my idea. I've put together a Change.org petition to show Ubisoft that yes, there is a big audience of people who care about this game. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think there is. If you, watching this video, want to play Driver San Francisco someday, or if you just want to support interesting games like this one being preserved for the future, please take a couple seconds and sign this petition. There's no guarantee it'll do anything, but the more people sign it, the better our chances become. And for those of you who think petitions never change anything, the last time we endorsed a petition on this channel, we got Reggie a brand new Herman Miller Aeron chair, so checkmate. On the other hand, maybe it's fitting and even a little poetic that this weird, surreal game that felt like it never should have existed now barely does. For the entire duration of Driver San Francisco, Tanner remains in a coma, and now, in a way, the game itself is too. Completely gone from every digital storefront and now only available through resold old Uplay keys and physical copies that there are a finite number of, Driver San Francisco is sort of permanently trapped between life and death, and there's something a little romantic about that. But yeah, dude, Driver San Francisco just rules. It's a really, really special game, one that I wish more people had the opportunity to play, and if you'd sign this petition and or share this video with someone you think might find this game interesting or want to play it themselves, that would mean a lot to me. But in the meantime, thank you for watching this video, and thank you for subscribing to this channel, and yeah, I'll see you next time.
The Shark Never Change 5 air purifier won't need a filter replacement for up to 5 years.
Panicked, I quickly hit Alt F4 and exited the game, hoping I could.
This is what a second-person video game would look like. Isn't that just going to be like a text adventure? This?
In a first-person game, you see the game world through the actual eyes of the player character as though you were that character, and in a third-person game, you see the player character from the outside, often from behind their back or from a fixed isometric perspective. But the existence of these two perspectives begs a question. If this is what a first-person game looks like, and this is what a third-person video game looks like, what exactly would second-person look like? Now, I'm not the first person to wonder about this. The question of whether or not a second-person shooter could actually exist is one that has plagued video game message boards just about as long as the internet has existed. It's also served as the premise for some pretty good comedy sketches over the years, like this one from Mega64.
Introducing the world's first second-person shooter.
And this one from The Onion.
To enter second-person shooter mode, you just simply adjust the narrative slider from first to second.
You are walking down a long corridor. Suddenly, a Nazi leaps out from around a doorway and unleashes a hail of machine gun fire in your direction.
To help us actually figure out what a second-person game would really be, I think it would be helpful to look at this grammatically. In written language, the term first person denotes any writing where the point of view uses phrases like I or my to tell a story from the perspective of the protagonist. Third person writing, on the other hand, uses third person pronouns, for example, he went this way, she went that way, etc., to talk about characters from an outside perspective. Now, second person writing does exist, but it's kind of a weird one. In second person, the primary pronoun used is you. You do this, you go there, etc. The second person is actually a lot less common in narrative writing. It's actually something you're more likely to encounter in, say, a list of instructions or a choose-your-own-adventure book. Now, the analogous video game camera perspectives for first and third person writing are obvious, but what about for second person?
This would just be like
we know what an
NPC
looks like,
in a fun
he
game
looks like, but what about a U game? Strangely enough, I actually found the answer to this before I even came up with a question, and believe it or not, it came to me courtesy of a game you may have heard me talk about once before, and that game is Driver San Francisco.
True.
See, for all the interesting missions in Driver San Francisco, and there are plenty of them, there's one mission in particular that I swear to God I think about all the time. The mission in question is called The Target, and it's the final mission of Chapter 6 of the game. In the game, you play as a cop named John Tanner, who, for reasons I won't get into here, basically has a superpower that allows you to take over the bodies of any other driver and has begun using that superpower to foil a possible terror plot from a gangster named Jericho. Over the course of the game, Tanner decides that the best way to unravel Jericho's plans is to do it from the inside, and in order to do that, Tanner takes over the body of a low-level henchman named Ordell and uses his driving skills to help move Ordell up the ranks. Now, the mission begins as normal with Tanner and his partner Jones driving their iconic orange Dodge
Fast and
Challenger,
Furious
and soon
Crossroads.
enough, you warp into Ordell's body with Layla in the passenger seat, where she gives you some clarity on your mission. So you drive to the destination she's given you, closing in on your target, and as you get close, this happens.
Slow down. We should acquire the target anytime now.
This looks good. Hi, Dawson, and thanks for the bits,
The yellow
Wonder.
Dodge, up ahead. Stay
Impro.
close, but don't be obvious.
That's my car.
What? That's the cop that's been getting in our way.
Do we follow him to the target?
He
Kill
is
him.
the target.
Oh.
It's you. You've been assigned to kill you.
Wait, that's fucking
After
genius.
that cutscene ends, you are back in Ordell's body in the first person with Layla sitting to your right. But then, you press the throttle to accelerate, and the car in front of you moves. You steer to the left and to the right, and the car in front of you moves to the left and then to the right. And
That's super
quickly
clever.
It sinks in that the car you're controlling is actually the car you're following. Your perspective as the player is entirely separate from what you're controlling.
This would suck for a whole
In other
game, but a
words,
mission?
You're
That's pretty cool.
pursuing you. Now, as you can see, the car that you're sitting in is moving too, but crucially, you're not the one who's controlling that car. The car you're sitting in is moving automatically, seemingly operated by an AI
What game was
driver
this?
who's
Driver San
tailing the
Francisco?
car you're actually controlling. It's basically like a chase mission in any other video game, just like you've seen countless other times, except for this time, it's flipped on its head. This time, you're the one being followed while simultaneously seeing it all unfold from the perspective of the car doing the following. And while it's hard for me to guess how well this comes across on video, all these elements combine to make something that is very, very odd to play. There's something shocking and disorienting about seeing a first-person perspective on your screen, but also not controlling that perspective while remotely operating the car.
That is such a
you're
cool
tailing. It's the
idea.
closest a video game has ever gotten
Damn it, I
to
forgot to
feeling like
click
a
the tree
true
again.
out-of-body experience, and it's an experience
Wasted
that has
XP.
stuck with me ever since I first played this game back in 2011. Now, when I first played Driver San Francisco 8 years ago, I kind of just played through this mission once, start to finish, marveling at the unique perspective that this mission granted you, but then moving on to the rest of the game. But I've always felt like if I ever came back to this game, I'd want to pick this mission apart and see what makes it tick, and that's part of what I hope to accomplish with this video. See, as cool as this mission is, it's also pretty linear. The whole thing takes place with you driving down this completely
Is reset
locked
up too
down
late?
race course with no exits or detours, pretty much just a straight shot to the exit. I've always assumed that the developer Reflections designed the mission this way due to the technological limitations of this weird second-person camera that they built just for this mission. Perhaps there was no way for them to get this camera to behave properly in the actual open world with all the various streets, elevations, and alleyways you
Shit
can
driving, kid.
not to mention the other street traffic.
You're not welcomed
And
in the
on top of
Toretto
that,
family.
They built this mission with a pretty strict countdown timer, forcing you to hit the checkpoints in rapid succession.
There's the 5 gives
something
him
that I
the
always
beef
assumed was
ravioli and the
placed there
resub
to keep you from
monkey.
ever veering too far off the path and breaking the game somehow. So before finishing the mission, I paused, started it over, and then this time, instead of starting the race as intended, I swung the car into a 180, driving the car backwards in the wrong direction. Now, when I do this, the AI driver immediately begins panicking, rapidly spinning the steering wheel, trying desperately to keep my car visible in frame, and then eventually it turns around 180 degrees to reveal what looks like the entire open world of Driver San Francisco, seemingly 100% accessible to
Oh
the
god,
player.
wait.
Now, I drove away from the racetrack and began exploring.
The AI is killing
I
everyone.
myself to hit some kind of invisible wall or failure state for going off course, but it never happened. It all actually worked. It turns out that Reflections had generously designed this mission, intentionally or unintentionally, so that the mission countdown timer doesn't actually begin until you reach the first checkpoint, meaning that if you never hit that first checkpoint, you can drive around forever. This led to what I can only describe as a transcendent video game experience. It felt
Well,
like I
that's
was
a bit
seeing
pretentious.
something that I was never meant to see. This ability to explore the city, as
The
much as I
universe
wanted to, all
slowly
from this
melted
wholly
around me.
unique, extremely surreal second-person viewpoint. It felt like a magical experience and one that almost nobody else has experienced for themselves.
True, this is entirely
now,
unique.
revisiting this mission and managing to escape the confines laid down by the developers all those years ago, I really wanted to try and push this thing to its limits. I couldn't resist trying to break things a little. I drove the car off ramps, into oncoming traffic, all of it, but surprisingly, it held together perfectly. That is, until I tried one specific thing. See, I haven't talked about it before, but this mission actually does have a failure condition. In the lower right corner of the screen, there's a health meter, and it represents the health of Tanner's car, the car you're chasing/driving.
That's exactly
but if
the
you get
kind
into
of
one
shit
too
you
many
say.
collisions while
Yeah,
driving this car in
ironically,
the second person,
not
you can
seriously.
actually run out of health, causing Tanner to die and the mission to end in a loss. And then decided to try out the one thing I hadn't attempted yet. I turned around and drove the car in the second person directly at myself. I kept driving towards myself, putting on the pressure closer and closer, and then...
Whoa!
Nice work.
It broke. All at once, the second
Wow.
person vehicle shoots into a wall, clips through it, and
Sent
then
them
launches
straight to
hundreds of
hell.
feet into the air. Briefly, one frame at a time, we can get glimpses of the chaos that unfolded. We see the car inside the wall, then we see the car's front console flipped over, we see what appears to be the ocean floor, and then the pavement as seen from underneath. We see rooftops, the driver's arm, the sky, trees, abstract geometry, and then the city from above, flooded with unloaded geometry. After that, we see the car spinning and spinning in midair, giving us glimpses of San Francisco from above, before finally getting so
San
high
Francisco's
that
never
nothing
looked
can be
better.
seen but endless ocean. Suddenly, all at once, the car snaps back to Earth. The health meter for Tanner's vehicle turns blindingly white, and then the second-person viewpoint fills with an orange-yellow hue, Tanner's car. Quickly, it becomes clear that the second-person car has somehow spawned inside of Tanner's vehicle, dealing infinite damage to the car. A deafening crash sound can be heard, and shattered glass flies everywhere, and then, for a brief moment, right before the mission ends,
And then he
the
gets
camera
arrested.
inexplicably shifts into Tanner's car.
The guy playing the game
car is
gets
balanced
arrested
on its
for this?
nose, its windshield shattered, thrust impossibly through another vehicle. Shaken by my otherworldly encounter seemingly brought on by pushing this already existential
Shaken?
mission to its limits, I reset the mission and played beginning to end one last time, this time careful to do it the right way, not wanting to disturb whatever eldritch being I'd upset by breaking the mission in the first place. After all, I thought, I know that every mission in Driver San Francisco ends with a continue and retry option, so if I really wanted to explore this mission again, I could always hit the retry button to give it another shot after running through it normally. So, I proceed to complete the mission as intended, a mission, by the way, that ends with the antagonist Jericho actually taking over your body and attempting to drive you into a lethal car accident.
You mean Jericho?
Sit back and
Fuck.
enjoy the show. Not many people get to watch themselves die.
A problem that Tanner decides to solve by, disturbingly enough, shifting for the first and only time in the game into his partner Jones's body. Yes, that partner.
What the hell's going on?
Anyways, I go to finish
What
the
a
mission the
fucking
normal way,
game.
staying on the path, fully expecting the restart option that appears after most missions to show up. Instead, I get to the end of the mission, and for some reason that I still can't explain, the only option was continue. The reset option had vanished. Panicked, I quickly hit Alt F4 and exited the game, hoping I could load up my save file and play through the mission again, but it was too late. It had already auto-saved my file, and the mission was gone with no way to replay it again.
And that mission has been banned from the game forever.
Look, Driver San Francisco is a game full of weird, interesting, strikingly designed missions, but to me, the target has always stood out as the perfect example of what makes this game special. In designing this mission, Reflections took decades of 3D video game conventions and turned them on their head.
It doesn't really seem unexplainable, though. Like, you just play from the perspective of someone else looking at you.
Please play Driver San Francisco.
If you're here...
This honestly felt like more of a review of the game.
Oh, God.
Play it? Yeah, maybe I'll
so a
play
couple
it.
quick updates on the Driver San Francisco situation. The petition to get Ubisoft to relist the game that I mentioned at the end of my last video.
Hunted
is
by the
now
government
at
now.
Over 70,000 signatures, which is insane. Please, if you have any interest in this game, please sign this petition. It now feels like 100,000 is within our grasp, which is crazy, and I can't believe I'm saying, but it could happen, which to me feels like an unignorable
Did it
number.
happen?
But in the meantime, as you might have noticed, Ubisoft has not relisted the game. They have been ignoring the 70,000 signatures we have.
This is 2 years old. Is it relisted? Is Driver San Francisco back? No. Nah. Nope. Man, fuck Ubisoft. Ubisoft does nothing but make shit open world games. Give me Driver San Francisco. That looked kind of cool. That's not true. They also abuse their employees. Oh, yeah, good point, good point. Thanks, Resub Ubisoft is known for two things. Workplace abuse and shitty open world games.
What does this say? Holy fuck, why is it so fast?
Where the fuck I am.
If you found this tape, it means that everyone is dead. Or working at a different office. How did this happen? Well, I'll tell you. Buckle up, buckaroos. Today's lesson is the misfired launch of Fallout 76.
Oh, I was enjoying that song.
2018. It began with everyone getting just a little hyped up.
Have we waited long enough, guys?
Oh God, yes we have, Todd.
I think we have.
Fallout 76, Bethesda's biggest game yet. My God, it was exciting. And they promised we'd know more at E3. E3 hype time. The press conference. 16 times the detail.
16 times the detail. There's all new rendering, lighting, and landscape technology.
4 times the map size.
It is 4 times the size of Fallout 4. And it's our biggest one yet.
My God, it was exciting.
It was exciting. It really was.
November 14th, 2018. The game goes live.
Oh, hell yeah.
With a day one patch of 50 gigabytes.
For fuck's sake. I'll see you tomorrow.
But once that's downloaded, people start logging into the hellscape that is Fallout 76. And oh dear lord, they never fix the bugs. And there are so many of them. goodbye world, goodbye necks, goodbye body, goodbye heads, bugs, bugs, bugs everywhere. Server crashes, game crashes, old bugs imported from Fallout 4. Use more than one nuke at a time, server's dead. Text is far too texturous, an all-consuming void. Error log 307. Can't pick up stuff, can't stop asserting dominance with a T-pose, framerate problems, screen tear problems, getting too swole, getting underneath the map, getting attacked by invisible enemies, spawning too many enemies.
It kind of speaks for itself.
Spawning too many god rays. Also, your camp resets after every session, and sometimes it goes underwater. Holotapes randomly play static, but too many holotapes mean none of them will play. Enemy AI is far more A than I. Animations are broken. Surprise! Floating objects and a traveling merchant. Just to name a few. Joseph Anson has a great video that documents just the ones that he found personally. That video is 3 hours long.
Oh my god.
But it gets worse. Error CE348780 can corrupt your data and force you to reinstall the game and console operating system. A few PC players had their computers brick entirely. Also, when the date rolled over to the 1st of January 2019, the nukes in the game stopped working altogether. No one thought it prudent to program in other years in an always online game. And a few players were straight up logging into other people's accounts. This guy had a level 78 character that was randomly replaced with a level 8 character. Bethesda said they couldn't do anything about it. And many players are not thrilled with this game, and they want Bethesda to know that. And they want everyone else to know that too. But Bethesda owns the platform. Is Fallout 76 fun?
Yes, it is. Banned for racism. Thread locked.
They had no direct outlet for their rage. The only solution was to put a torch to everything else. Reddit. Twitter. Bethesda's other games on Steam. The backlash was immense. But surely level heads would prevail. The reviewers would come out and say that the game isn't so bad. Oh dear lord, they hated it. This is so sad. Despacito, play Country Roads.
This guy's great.
Almost heaven. West Virginia. Blue Ridge Mountains. Shenandoah River.
And the YouTube community had this to say.
It's really f***ing boring.
Could barely bring myself to play it in order to finish this review.
No one on staff wants to play any more of this video game. I'm not gonna subject myself to another 20, 30 hours of this fucking mess.
In short, Fallout 76 is morally, technically, and creatively bankrupt.
The mods on Bethesda forums were working overtime. The mods on Reddit almost gave up. Look, I'm not saying that some people didn't enjoy and have fun with this game. But what I am saying is that the Metacritic was really funny to read. So what happened? Well, it came out that development was hugely rushed. The deadlines were tight. Too tight. Plus, this wasn't Bethesda's A-team. It's actually a relatively inexperienced division based in Austin, and the scope of the game kept getting bigger.
We're gonna need distant weather systems.
Hey Todd, I stayed up all night and I just finished.
We're gonna need 16 times the detail.
Please, Todd, no more.
We're gonna need 4 times the size of Fallout 4.
That, and they were trying to patchwork the old Bethesda creation engine into a multiplayer framework. What else could you expect?
That's why I give my kids
Fallout 76.
Oh my god!
Well, Bethesda could tolerate the bugs and the bad reviews and the irate players, but what they couldn't tolerate were the exploits. Infinite inventory, infinite invisibility. The frame rate was tied to the game speed, so people were going a lot faster than they should. Server hopping for more items, infinite cache and infinite duplication, unlimited XP, unlimited nuking. The nuclear codes were unencrypted and you could wall clip into the quest room. And someone was given the curse of infinite invincibility. Naturally, this can really mess with other players' online experience. So Bethesda was ready, with the ban hammer, and a blindfold to wildly flail around and take down anyone who happened by. But Bethesda wasn't satisfied with just banning people. No, they're a progressive company with big ideas. They wanted to give a road to redemption. So support sent out this email to players caught cheating. we would be willing to accept an essay on why the use of third-party cheat software is detrimental to an online game community. That's right, 500 words on why you're a very naughty boy, and they may just give you your account back. But a couple of days later, the mocking from news outlets caused them to reconsider this approach. One more exploit. In all the Bethesda games, there's a dev room. Every item in the game is kept here. Security has to be top-notch, because otherwise, someone could just waltz in and take all of the best items in the game, and it would be an absolute disaster. Well, shit. Of course, Bethesda wasn't equipped to deal with the issue. People started flooding in, taking the best items in the game, then selling those items on a black market of sorts. At first, they tried the usual approach, banning people who had some of the best items in the game. You spent 700 hours just to get the best gun? Die, cheater! Next, they put in a system where players would get tagged if they ever entered the room, and they banned those players. That wasn't much better because people would just start using Smurf accounts. Get in quick with a level 1 account. Get all that good shit. Then get the fuck out. Then use a duplication glitch to get a ton more of those items. Then transfer that stuff to your main account and you're good to go. Bethesda then takes out this level 1 and calls it mission accomplished. And you've just beaten the game. So the problem continued. Bethesda is running out of ideas to solve it. There's a lot of speculation in the media and among players about how exactly people are getting in, but no one except for the exploiters knows for sure. That said, Bethesda needs to act fast before it ruins the economy of the game. So they wrote another email and sent it out to the Smurfs. Hello, cheater. Do you want to tell us how you did it and we might unban you, please? Should we not hear back from you, the account will simply remain suspended. It's not known whether this approach worked, but from what I've seen, it's still possible to get into the dev room.
Jesus.
November 22nd, 2018. Just a week after the release, the game goes on discount. From $60 to $40, to $35, to $30. You can find it for $15 on eBay, and in Germany, they're straight up giving it for free when you buy a PlayStation controller. Also, some stores are just zip tying it to other products. But to Bethesda, it's worth selling the thing at a price close to zero, because it brings people into the atomic shop, which is where the real margins are, and it inflates the poor sales figures. Let's have a look at those. The latest figures show 76 sold less than a sixth of what Fallout 4 did. Not good. There's also been a massive oversupply of hard copies. Although what's the point of a hard copy when the thing is just a cardboard disc telling you to redeem an online code? And while sales are low, returns are high. Immediately upon release, people began asking Bethesda for a refund. 76 is not on Steam, it's on Bethesda's own platform, so they have all the control. If players only played the game for a few hours, then generally they'd get their money back. However, it came out that people were sometimes getting refunds after a full 24 hours of play. Quite generous, but then word about this spread to forums. Then to Reddit, and a post got 12,500 upvotes informing people that this made pretty much everyone eligible for a refund, and the comments told them exactly how to do it. Bethesda was flooded with requests for refunds. And their response? Shut it down, lads. No one gets a refund now. Everyone go home. Show's over. Robot customer service man engage.
Customers who have downloaded the game are not eligible for a refund. We apologize for the inconvenience. Die.
A few things followed. First, people got mad. One hardcore gamer even trashed a GameStop for refusing his refund.
Thank you for calling GameStop. This is Brian. How can I help you?
No way that's part of the actual video. No way this employee just picked up the phone after some dude trashed his store. No way that's from the actual video. Oh, it's Brian.
Bit of an overreaction, but probably also fake.
What the fuck?
Second, the media. And third, a class action lawsuit. Their inconsistent refund policy and terms of service may not be strictly legal. November 27th, 2018.
Holy fuck.
McGrathio and Rathod LLP filed a class action suit on behalf of customers. Media quickly picked up on that. Their main argument is that it's a sometimes unplayable game owing to its technical problems, then they're refusing refunds, and that Bethesda is engaged in a strategy to release it anyway and then slowly patch their way into a more playable state. Updates on this lawsuit are slow, so I'll keep you informed on the second channel. Ad time.
Look, there's a meteor headed straight to Earth. Oh my god. We must do something. Was anyone curious enough to read about it online? Not me. Not me either. Nope. Oh no. Now people think I'm dumb and I have died a virgin.
Don't let this happen to you. Get Curiosity Stream. It's a streaming platform with some of the best documentaries and non-fiction from around the world. Partial nudity? Maybe if you look hard enough. But more importantly, the most arousing thing of all, knowledge. Works for your Roku, Android, etc., etc. It works on everything, okay? Science, nature, history, tech, society.
CuriosityStream.com/internethistorian for unlimited access to the world's free top documentaries and non-fiction series. Use the promo code InternetHistorian during the sign-up process to get the first 30 days free, then cancel any time. Wink. Please, look, I need sponsors. I bought a lifetime supply of toilet paper thinking I was saving money, but then I left it out in the rain and the crows got it, and now I'm back to square one. Please. CuriosityStream.com/internethistorian. Ads over. Let's rewind a little bit. Fallout fans made their pre-orders, and the most dedicated pre-ordered the Power Armor Edition.
I have that!
Wow. It came with a helmet, box,
Yeah.
map, army toys, and a genuine
Army
West
toys.
Tech canvas bag.
I didn't get that though. Wait, I still don't have that. Is this for real?
Fast forward to the release. And customers noticed that their precious bags, which are supposed to be made of the finest canvas in the land,
Yummy.
look a bit different.
I didn't even get that.
In fact, it looks like a carry bag the real bag should come in. Did they really just advertise one thing and deliver another? You can't do that. So there was a surge of backlash, and people began emailing Bethesda, asking for refunds, asking for answers. By this point, customer service is absolutely over it. They are done with the facade, and they send this email in response.
Hello. We are sorry that you aren't happy with the bag. The bag shown in the media was a prototype and was too expensive to make. We aren't planning on doing anything about it.
That's the whole email. Staff at Bethesda aren't even hiding their contempt anymore. Naturally, the internet goes wild.
Are you fucking kidding me? Wow. Wow. Well, I got so mad.
These guys are lucky, dude. I didn't even get the bag in my Power Armor Edition. Are you fucking kidding me? Mine didn't even come with a bag. That's some bullshit.
Shaved everything off my face.
Okay guys, this is a bit of a PR nightmare. We have to quell the outrage. What do? Well, we've got this in-game currency. Let's just give them the minimum amount of that. Fantastic idea. Hear ye, hear ye. Anyone who paid $200 to $300 for the Power Armor Edition is hereby entitled to $5 worth of in-game currency that you'll be able to spend with us. 500 atoms? Fuck yeah! What are you gonna do with your atoms? I'm gonna buy 5/18 of the white paint version of the Power Armor. Whoa! What about you? Light wood laminate, light wood laminate, light wood laminate. Fuck the bag! He's right! Fuck the bag! Light wood laminate, light wood laminate, light wood laminate, light wood laminate, light wood. Of course, this was Bethesda's fantasy of what would happen. What really happened is further outrage, and even the media started piling on.
Almost
no.
It even became part of that class action lawsuit from earlier. Bethesda put out a tweet apologizing for their curt customer service and gave a different excuse for why they didn't make the bags. A shortage of material, apparently. That was quickly debunked. Because it turns out they did make the canvas bag, except they gave them all out to influencers. Oh dear. It's not the same one, of course, but it's sourced from that ever-scarce material, canvas. But what's more amusing is that it turns out there is a canvas bag in the game.
If you don the postman's outfit, which of course can be found at the Atom Shop, for 700 atoms. Ooh, just short. Well, the bleating from the online community continued, and Bethesda's lawyers realized there would be trouble, so they decided to capitulate. Alright, fine, we'll make you a precious fucking bag. If you want to claim it, you'll have to fill out this form with your name, personal details, address, etc., etc. And we'll ship out the bag to you in 4 to 6 months. But it doesn't quite end there. Because Bethesda is known for bugs, and of course their website is a buggy mess too. Turns out all of the customer support inquiries are unsecure and open to the public. In fact, people can open and close and change them at will, listed are details of full legal names, phone numbers, home addresses, and more. If you've requested your canvas bag, you've just been doxxed. Not knowing how to immediately fix the problem, Bethesda panics and temporarily shuts down the whole website. And that is the tale of the duffel kerfuffle. How could this have been so difficult? They made one for New Vegas. One last piece of merch, a rum drink, Nuka-Cola Dark. Pre-orders available in September. Shipped out on November 14th, $80 plus postage and handling. Not cheap, but in return you got a very cool bootle. Looks good on the shelf. A great conversation piece with the family over Thanksgiving. Or at least it would have been.
Oh no.
November 14th came and went, and there was no rum. Okay. A week later on November 21st, an email comes through. There's a delay. Things aren't up to the usual Fallout standards, they say. The usual Fallout standard.
Oh no.
All of this just works. Things aren't up to the usual Fallout standard. So we'll have it for you soon. No specific date given.
1 week later.
Nothing. Then on December 5th, another email. Good news. We start shipping on December 12th. It's been nearly 3 months since you pre-ordered, but as a show of good faith, we made this promotional video for you. And this is where things went from tardy to retardy. Right there. Did you catch that? That's just a regular industry bottle and a plastic shell. We paid $80 and waited a quarter of a year for a plastic shell? People were not happy. Look at that ratio. Nothing in the marketing said that it was a plastic shell. Super premium, we were promised. And the media agreed.
This is a nightmare.
People
oh my
began
god.
Their orders. Silver Screen tries to convince people that it's not cheap and shitty. It actually costs us twice as much to make the plastic one than the glass one. Then what the fuck? We spent 100 hours coding the design. Convincing stuff. So it arrives, just a few days before Christmas. The rum is about the quality you'd expect.
Can I swear on this? It's my own show.
Worse is the design. The oversized lip means liquid can pour inside the shell.
Hard to pour because how they made this damn thing. Spilled like half the shot.
Very dribbly.
So you're best off opening the whole thing up to prevent spilling. If you do that, there's a good chance that you'll snap the flimsy plastic. Any liquid will immediately ruin this cheap paper sticker. Some made their own at home and the quality was about on par. But look, if you do want a decent version of this product, there are reputable sellers of them. They're on Etsy. They're far cheaper, and they actually give a shit. Not gonna lie though, some of the memes that came out of this were pretty good. Now, many claim that this was an honest mistake.
Sorry.
Or that customers were at fault for misinterpreting ambiguous marketing. I disagree. All of the marketing shows other glass items. All of the mock-ups show something more akin to frosted glass than plastic. They give plenty of descriptions of the product too, and not once do they mention plastic. And they were engaged in a bunch of other tomfuckery as well. Before the product was even available, they flooded their own product reviews with a bunch of 5 stars. This raised some eyebrows, and people on Reddit even called them out for it, so they deleted them. You can see all this activity on the Wayback Machine. Now, if they're happy to deceive people in this way, it seems silly to give them the benefit of the doubt about the glass. It's also worth quickly talking about the Bethesda merch store.
Some of these items are pretty neat. That's cool. Good idea. I'd have that. Fallout 76 pant. Singular. But why is he so mad? The photography is all just slightly off. This gaudy jacket was mocked relentlessly on social media. But does the 76 in $276 really make it more immersive? And why did they just toss it on the ground? And it comes in this crumpled up toddler body bag. You're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars in merch and you don't have an iron? Why is she wearing the size XXL? She's clearly not happy about it. But who looked at this and said, good job, print? Now that's surprising. And what the fuck? They made the bottle properly. Yeah, one of those please, but bigger and brown. Is that so hard? Let's get back to the game. December 2018. There are 2 new patches released that caused quite a stir. First, the good. For PC, they included a number of quality of life improvements, including push to talk. But it also brought in field of view sliders.
Whoa, wow.
Hooray!
Pog.
Increased stash capacity from 400 pounds to 600 pounds, and a small buff to automatic weapons. Hooray! They decreased the carry weight of bobby pins so it no longer took up 10 to 20% of people's inventory.
I got a box of bobby pins the other week that said weigh these.
There were also upgrades to the camp that allowed for easier construction, and a bunch of bug fixes. Hooray! The bad. A whole bunch of unannounced stealth nerfs. They generally made the game grindier. Ammo production was decreased. Fusion cores burnt out faster. Legendary enemies spawned less frequently.
On guard, I'll fuck you up.
And the backlash was significant, because everybody knew why Bethesda was doing it. To encourage people to use the Atomic Shop. And let's talk briefly about that store. Some of the prices are outrageous. A Christmas tree for $12, a Santa outfit for $20, blue and yellow paint for $18. Oh look, $3 for the same sweater vest and slacks item imported from Fallout 4. But the biggest offense of all was the holiday emote bundle. $24 for some Christmas-themed emotes, twice the price of these games. The media agreed that these were egregious prices. But worse, they're engaged in some deceiving marketing practices too. Oh look, it's marked down half price. But it's not. It was released half price. They're artificially jacking up the price, only to then give it a fake limited time discount in order to create a sense of urgency. That's illegal, here in Australia at least, in Canada, and in the EU. Reddit quickly picked up on this.
Isn't there, doesn't Macy's do this? Or there's a clothing store here that I saw. What fucking store is it? JCPenney, that's it. I think it's either Kohl's or JCPenney. I'm pretty sure it's JCPenney. I think that's the one. I remember seeing that, and I remember hearing about it, that they did the same exact fucking thing. And there's also a bunch of people do this, a bunch of like games too. There's a game that I recently played, or maybe not played, but I saw. Fuck. I'll think about it.
It out. Bethesda reacted by scrapping the discount and just setting it as the always intended price. Okay, it's been about 25 minutes of whining now, so I'm just going to leave it here. I didn't even get a chance to touch on the new pay-to-win fiasco, the new camera item that lets you teleport, dwindling player numbers. But on the flip side, they're also adding new content and improving the game over time. Heck,
Sharud, what
No
do you
Man's Sky
think
was
about
surprising.
trolling? Like advertising your music production to a big streamer on Twice. Plebs like us never get our shit out, so we make the best we can.
What you want, baby, I got it. What you need.
Hopefully, this will be alright.
Alright, folks, this is a blindfolded run, so
during the fights, please, as much silence as you possibly can. Once a fight is over, I'll give you all a thumbs up. You can go nuts in between fights, but please wait until they're over. Even when Zallard does stuff that's going to be ridiculously sick mid-fight, try to not ooh and ah. I know this is asking a lot. It will be worth it, and at the end of this, stand up, all right?
I need to preface this by, like, this is a ridiculously difficult run. There are some fights where if some things go slightly off, they become actually impossible blindfolded. So I'm gonna have to actually do restarts for some fights, unless just none of them somehow, but that's doubtful. Yeah, pretty much. Just set your expectations to that. This is ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
run.
It's fine. We just have Zallard 1 expectations. All right. So yeah, to kind of expound while Zallard gets set up here, the WII Punch-Out fighters are very, very consistent. You can pretty much make the fights deterministic if you don't make mistakes, which is super easy to do when you can't see. Fact. But yes, it is. This is one of those cases where Zallard walks the tightrope. As long as the tightrope goes well, we're good. One misstep, and like he said, fights become unrecoverable. So we're gonna let Zallard go to work here.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go! Is it possible to turn the game audio up just a tiny bit? Just a pinch.
Bonjour, bonjour. Vive la France.
There's one down.
So, every fighter in this game has an instant knockout mechanic. There is a way to instantly end the fight with every single match in this game. They're gonna get much more difficult.
There you are.
He's also navigating the menus blindfolded with a Wiimote.
Yeah, I've been contemplating like how I wanted to approach this, and I figured let's just do the dumbest thing possible and just try this out. All right, those are buttons, so it's got to be up, right? I hear you. How many? 3? Now it's just 1, 2. Oh wait, there is 3.
Yeah.
There you are. Von Kaiser. All right. So this fight's not too bad, unless I make a mistake. That's pretty much like the story for every single fight in this run. There's another one. All right, so far hitting the vision speed strats, 2 for 2. That's pretty good, I think.
Yeah, those are not really any different than how Zallard would do this without the blindfold.
I know you're here somewhere. I heard you. There you are.
Loading screens are a thing.
Good old loading screens. Oh. Hey.
Nice.
Nice.
Very well done. Menu boss. We make that joke at GDQ a lot. No, this is a real menu boss this time.
Yeah, I think I'm more afraid of the menu than the boxers. Oh, okay. Cool. So I missed a couple of those stars there. Timing was just a little bit off, so I had to do some improv. Oh, nice. I got that. Cool. Yeah, so he does taunts. If you happen to have a star before the taunt, you could actually just knock him down with that.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come on, come on. Right. Here it comes.
Nice. So yeah, the star mechanic in this is a little bit different than for Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. With Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, they're separate stars, but they stack in this game. So yeah, all of your stars combine into one super powerful punch, pretty much. But the double-edged sword part of that is just that. Where are you? Almost. There you are. If you get hit and you have 3 stars, you lose all of them. Whereas in Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, you get hit and you have 3 stars, you lose 1. So big risk-reward factor here, especially for all of the speed strats. Oh, I'm on the right line. 2. 3. All right. So I must have hit left, so let's try to go right. Nope, that's middle. Oh. I think that's the lower left. All right, let's try again. Okay, let's go back. Two. Yeah, that's what I like to hear. Okay.
There we go.
So yeah, similar to Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, just one knockdown will do it, but this is a pretty tough fight. Oh, nice. Yes! Woo!
There it is. Really good work. So yeah, you're getting to see Zalad use a lot of what we call those buffer strats. When you see him just ducking or whiffing punches, that's almost always to set up the timing for something that's going to be coming down the line, and it basically makes it so he's not just trying to keep a count in his head of, okay, I've got to count to X number, and now clearly I'm on the frame that I can't see with this blindfold, and I should hit a button.
Yep.
Nice. Well done.
Okay.
Great work, Matt. Now let's take down the next circuit.
All right.
Quick feet, Matt. Quick feet.
So I decided to do this on career mode because exhibition mode would be like impossible to do blindfolded menuing on. This, it's still kind of impossible, but technically is realistic. So we're going with this. So we get to see all the cool cutscenes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nicely done.
Yeah, that was good. I was just on the right line and hit all three, and I knew it was there. So this fight's not too bad. A lot of star opportunities here. Gonna be a lot of counter punches. Okay, he's gonna hit me with that then. Nice. So yeah, he does bows every now and again. If you happen to have a star, it's an instant knockdown.
3, 4, 5, 6. Come on, come on. Fight.
Previously on Driver San Francisco.
Convicted cop killer and international smuggling kingpin, Charles Jericho.
This is dispatch. We have a 207 in progress near City Hall.
A kidnapping? Hell, today just got interesting.
Victims 1, Sarah Allen. She managed to call us on her cell from the trunk of the kidnapper's vehicle.
We're on it. Patch her through.
This is Sarah Allen.
I hear you, Sarah. You at City Hall?
I was by the plaza when they grabbed me.
Public place. They... got balls.
Hang in there, Sarah. We're on our way.
Shape up, Tanner. We got a damsel in distress.
Where are you now?
I don't know. The sound's changed. Like going through a short tunnel?
Or an underpass. We're coming, Sarah.
Okay, Sarah, where are you now?
I heard a bunch of police sirens. I don't...
No, there's nothing to be called in. Maybe ambulance sirens. City hospital's close.
Good call.
Can you still hear me? I just went past it.
Hello? Sarah! God damn.
Ow, what now? Are you trying to trash this ride?
Sure, I'm running an insurance scam on the side. Gotta put myself in her place.
What are you?
Jones, I'm trying to focus.
Yeah, we need to focus on the lady in the damn trunk.
I am! Son of a bitch, I'm in! I gotta pop the trunk. By the Embarcadero. Go!
What?
I was there, in the trunk. I busted it open.
Give me a heads up when you're doing that. I want to know if you're Tanner or some zombie autopilot.
Sorry.
Frickin' zombie. Ah, quit showboat, John. Well, come on then, Captain Fantastic. Where is she?
Downtown. She's definitely downtown.
Right. It's gonna take me a while to get used to all this crazy exciting stuff.
I just gotta keep going. Will my way back to her. Come on, Sarah. She's right here, damn it. Somewhere off this road. I saw tables like a cafe. Ugh. Oh. Ooh! If you're gonna hurl, do it out the window. God damn!
That guy looks suspicious to you.
The one driving away at high speed? Yes, he does.
Well, we ain't gonna get the girl out in one piece if we ram the back of the vehicle.
This might get a little frantic.
That's what I'm paying you for. I can't miss this train.
Well done.
Why, thank you.
Ma'am? Are you okay?
Who are you?
We're detectives.
How did you find me?
You don't even want to know.
Can you tell us any more about what happened?
There was this woman. She was striking. Sounded foreign, maybe Middle Eastern? She held a knife to my back, and then some goon threw me in the trunk.
Was she in the car, too?
No, she went off separately. I got a glimpse of her car. Some kind of white sports car, really expensive looking.
So, there's big money involved. But why you? What line of work are you in?
I'm an industrial chemist.
What you reckon, Jack? Drugs?
Could be. But there's something that doesn't smell right about this. An industrial chemist? Why is that ringing alarm bells? But we've got a partial description on the kidnapper and her vehicle. Could lead to something.
How's my partner, Doc?
He's stable. We're hoping to take him off the ventilator tomorrow.
So, how's she doing?
She's shook up, but she'll be all right.
Well, it's not every day you get locked in the trunk of a car.
Not for her, anyway. Let's get out of here.
All right.
Moving up in the world. Oh, I've got to practice this. Get faster at it. Okay, here goes. Oh, now this is something. Now we're cooking with gas.
Well done, Jilly!
So down! You're not allowed.
Listen to me, KP. Calm down. Put your pacifier back in your mouth and,
Hey, bitch. Your boy, Little Babe, been biting my rhymes.
So tonight my crew's gonna bust up the launch party.
Crazy P sounds real mad, Jackie.
What you gonna do, asshole? The venue's a secret. I've got a reputation in this town, Gary. I can't be seen in a beat-up ride.
Yeah, I'm sure you've got a reputation.
Get it together, Gary, for God's sake. What? You don't know the difference between the road and the sidewalk?
I know, I just don't care.
You still think you're gonna bust up the party tonight, KP?
If it ain't tonight, it's gonna be soon.
Ha! Little Bay's gonna be so huge after this drops, you're gonna need a bulldozer to get past his entourage. A blind chimp would do better behind the wheel. Set her down. I can't turn up to this gig in a wreck. It's all about image, you know that.
If I don't take down those signs, there won't be a gig to go to.
Whoa! Ha! Good luck finding the club now, KP.
You gonna pay for this, Viola?
I'm gonna get paid when Little Bay's spitting on you from the top of the charts. You know where Little Bay's gig is? No, you don't. Ha!
I can't find the goddamn gig.
At Tombola, there's a bingo winner every 5 seconds. Could you be next?
My head in my hands, the
Listen up, says my teacher. In front of the class, he says if you're not a believer, I'll review is that's on you. Better shape up and pay your dues. I'll review is that's on you. I'll be on a flight soon to the end. I'm singing, ooh. Gotta know all this propaganda. How do you do? Better get it with my own medicine for you. Never gonna make them think I'll stand there. For all the things that I've said, pushing me closer to the edge. And I don't know that lose. Don't mind if I do. For all the things that I've said, pushing me closer to the edge. And I don't know that lose. Don't mind if I do. Free as the wind and as strong as a piece of amber. Give me a breath like the fire you'll soon remember. Ooh. I'll be on a flight soon to the end. I'm singing, ooh. Gotta know all this propaganda. How do you do? For all the things that I've said, pushing me closer